Hello, I'm Ashley Gonzalez.
And I'm Jack Bart.
One's ability to succeed can also be based on their perseverance and tenacity.
This admirable trait seems to be a common one in South Florida.
On today's show, we'll talk about a local alternative artist based in Pines,
A community bakery and its ethnic treats.
and much more. The Healthy in the Gardens Festival provides not only food and fun, but also free health screenings and insurance enrollment. This gives families the opportunity to get checked up and also learn some interesting cooking recipes. Isabel McCann has more on this unique festival.
Today we're out here to play. We're out here to play as a way to focus on physical activity, as a way to change our lifestyle and make sure that we're making those little choices every single day in order to live a healthier lifestyle.
As foods high in saturated fats and sugars become more cheap and readily available, and medical care becomes more expensive, staying healthy can be a struggle. Healthy in the Gardens Festival plans to change that.
First of all, a lot of people do not get health screenings because they're not aware that it's free. I think a lot of people assume that in order to get health screenings, you have to have insurance. For example, TwoCare Resource, and your screenings are free.
Healthcare is a cross-generational issue.
So what we do is we provide nutrition education resources and activities and lessons within certain schools in Miami-Dade County. I think it's the perception that kids don't like a lot of foods, which isn't really the case, because I found that kids will pretty much eat anything that you expose them to. Is maybe introduce a new fruit or vegetable to them slowly and make small incremental changes to them.
I go to the community centers. I work with the low-income families, but sometimes I get grandmas. And for me to make changes on those type of persons is very hard because they got the habits very strong. But they do apply the new knowledge on their grandchildren. And that made me very, very proud because I can see when I see them again, the kids said to me, oh, I eat this, I eat that, so I know they're doing a change.
We recognize as a city that it's not just going to be the economic portion that's going to take us or make the best part of quality life. Our residents also need to be healthy because if we do all the great things, we build up the city, we have all these business stuff, but they're not healthy to enjoy it, then what's the use?
As Miami Gardens residents take home some fresh fruit and recipes, we can all take home some new ways to stay healthy. For Bobcat Broadcast, I'm Isabel McCann.
Vecchi Bakery sells a variety of Hispanic snacks and pastries which have the people of Pines always wanting more. Louis Ackermans has the scoop.
Vecchi Bakery is a privately owned pastry shop that specializes in making tasty treats originating from Latin America. Today we have chosen 3 signatures from the bakery to eat. First up is the pan de queso, which is a new spin on the classic bread and cheese mix. On the first bite, the cheese explodes out of the perfectly golden bread and is accompanied by a very satisfying crunch, which stays consistent throughout the rest of the snack. Next, we have the cachito de jamón y queso, which is a very deliciously savory surprise. The fact that the ham and cheese greatly complement each other is no surprise, however, the way it is encapsulated in the bread makes for a pleasant twist. Finally, we have the guava and cream cheese party pastry, which makes for a great end to this food review. The pastry's sweetness is perfect if coupled with a nice cup of coffee, and the aftertaste is very fulfilling. All in all, Vecchi's Bakery's pastries makes for a quick and tasty bite to eat. This has been Louis Ackermans for Bobcat Broadcast.
Many schools have begun to underestimate the importance of non-core classes. Extracurriculars can guide students to their future careers and endeavors. Samantha Blanchard has more on the topic.
The prevalence of our education in public schools has been on a steady decline since the early 1980s. Budget cuts making the art program almost obsolete. Students rely on their education and opportunities in their picked electives for deciding their future career path. How can you expect an aspiring artist to follow their dreams when their only options in school are sports and basic academics? According to the Washington Post, Chicago schools fired over 1,000 teachers, with 45% of them from art programs. You can't teach a kid whose passion is photography to picture themselves solving a physics equation that'll determine if they go to college or not. Schools are so quick to cut their main source of creative outlets that they don't realize that 57% of most schools have students in extra classroom activities. When young adults participate in the arts, they are 4 times more likely to be recognized as academic achievers. Introducing education to children improves problem solving and problem solving skills. Why would anyone want to take that away from the future leaders of the next generation? For Bobcat Broadcast, I'm Samantha Blanchard.
Now that we're halfway through the show, it's time for a commercial break.
When we return, we'll learn more about an up-and-coming musical artist.
And the reasons that extracurricular funding in schools is so important.
We'll be right back.
Over 2.6 trillion pounds of trash are found on the surface of the earth, which over 8.7 million different types of plants and animals inhabit, including humans. Most people wouldn't throw trash around in their own home. The earth is our home. Don't litter.
Welcome back.
This episode, our local music spotlight has landed on Alan Marsry, an alternative solo artist based here in Pembroke Pines, Florida.
Let's take a listen.
I would say that I make emo alternative music. I would describe my music as a little whiny. It's also about just personal development, self-growth.
That is mine.
The goal right now is get some music out there, an EP, and do a tour. Maybe a week, maybe a month, who knows? I'm not sure at this point, but if I do tour, I'd like to build connections and maybe even find ways to book shows down here. That's something I think is really important. I chose guitar because when I was 15, I saw one at Target with my mom, and I was like, Mom, I want that guitar. And she was like, okay, if I buy it for you, you don't get a birthday party. So I was like, all right, cool. So she got me the guitar. I played it for my girlfriend when I was 16 years old. I used to cover songs for her, you know, generic, like, romantic stuff.
But I'm not undressing. Go south, get all the wood.
When I really started to take playing, songwriting seriously, there was one local artist that is actually kind of big now. Like, I think they just got back from Europe a couple months back, and his name is Northbound. He actually started off just like as an acoustic dude, and that made me want to pursue it more and have people just be able to relate to something and feel like less alone.
It seems we've reached the end of our show.
We hope you enjoyed this episode of Bobcat Broadcast. I'm Jack Bart.
And I'm Ashley Gonzalez. Have a great day.